Hello, adorables, and welcome to our free trouser class. Today, I'm excited to share with you the secret of creating perfecting fitting trousers. In this video, I'll be concentrating on two crucial parts, okay? Which will be the waistband fit and the crotch balancing. You will have the skill to create trousers that fit you flawlessly. So, guess what? Let's dive right in and make the most of this value-packed video. Don't forget, you watch, you learn, and you practice, okay? Let's get started. See you in class. This is going to be our fabric, and we've already placed our fabric on fold. For us to know the amount of fabric we are going to use for this our trouser, we are going to use our thigh measurement. So our thigh divided by 2. So our thigh here is 30. 30 divided by 2 is going to give us 15. Okay. So now what we are going to do, we are going to get 15. We are going to get 15, then we'll add 1.5 to the measurement. So we're going to be having a total of 16.5 for the folding of our trouser. Confirm we have 16.5 here. We'll still confirm we have 16.5 here. And we'll confirm we also have 16.5 here. So having that in place now the next thing I'm going to be doing is to take my full length. The full length of my trouser is 47. From that 47, you're going to add 1.5 inch. Now, why are you adding this 1.5 inch? It's because of your hemming allowance. You could always put how many inch you want to use to fold in your trouser. Some people, you might want to use 2 inch. You might want to use 1 inch. It all depends on whatever you want to use. So after doing that, I just rule it to get my straight line. Now the next thing we want to do is to mark our crotch depth. Okay, so this our trouser now, we're going to be using 1.5 inch for our band. Let's take note. We're using 1.5 inch for our band. So we're going to be removing out 1.5 from our crotch measurement. Okay, we're going to be moving out 1.5, then we'll mark our 12. So this is where our 12 lies. So these are our crotch line. So now the next thing we are going to do is to get your hip line. So now if you're going to get our hip, what you should do is from our crotch line, come up by 2.5. From our crotch line, you're coming up by 2.5. Next thing we are going to do is to get our new line. So from your crotch line, you measure what you have to your full length. Remember, I'm going to go again. From your crouch line, these are crouch line. From this line, not your hip line. From your crouch line, you measure what you have to your full length. So whatever you have there, you fold your tape into two. Like you're dividing whatever you have there into two. Whatever you have there, fold your tape and mark it. So this is what we have. So from this place you marked, you come up by 2 inches. This is your perfect new measurement. We're going to have a straight line here. So now we've gotten our lines ready. We have our beginning line, which is our waistline. We have our hip line. We have our crotch depth. We have our new line. We have our full length and our hemming line. So now we can start putting our measurements. So now our hip is 47. Our 47 divided by 4 is giving us 11.75. So we have 11.75 here. We are going to mark our 11.75 and we'll add 1 inch. That 1 inch is just for sewing allowance. It should not be more than it. We'll go up. Whatever we have here, we'll still mark it here. come to our waist, 11.75, we'll add 1 inch. So this line, we are going to take it straight from our waist to our crotch. Okay, so we have our straight line now. Then the next thing we are going to do, I remember that our thigh measurement is 30. So we will have 15, which is our crotch measurement. Then that 1.5, remember we added 1.5 to our measurement. So that is why you have to fold your fabric very well. Now to get that perfect crouch fitting, that curve, everything you want, our crotch line will come up by 1 inch. Hmm? Our crotch line will come up by 1 inch. Then here we just come out by half inch, kabadai, nothing else, half inch. Then we curve this half inch, this 1 inch, we connect it to our crotch line. Now I'm going to use a curve, okay? This is just all what you need for your trouser. You don't need all those deep long curve as if you want to do swing. No, this is just what you need. If you want to do your crotch depth, your crotch curve, all you need to do from your crotch line, come up by 1 inch, come up by 1 inch. Then from this point where your crotch and your hip line is meeting, go out by half inch. Then make sure your curve connects from this 1 inch to the half inch and enter into your crotch line. Okay, so that is what we do here. Then for our waist, now you want to have a balanced waist. You will not want to have plenty sags in your front. So from this our waistline, we are going to come in by half an inch. I hope you can see it very well. We are going to come in by half an inch. So now this half an inch we came in by, we are going to connect it to this our curve. Now this thing you did here, this half an inch you went in by here is going to eliminate any sag, any bags that you're going to have in front of your trouser, and it's going to allow it to lap very well. So we are connecting this to this point so you could see what we have. So the next thing we want to do is to get our center line. Now we want our trouser to be balanced. You don't want to wear your trouser and the front is going to the back, or the back is coming to the front. Remember, the main aim of this class is to get a well fitted trouser. So what we are going to do now is to measure what we have from here to here. So we have a total of 16 and a half, right? So that 16 and a half, we are going to fold it into two. It's just like saying 16 and a half divided by 2. So that's 16 and a half. When we divide it, we have 8.25. So that 8.25, we are going to mark it all the way down. On our new also, we are going to mark our 8.25. On our length also, we are going to mark our 8.25. And we'll connect. This is going to make our trouser to be centralized. It's going to eliminate any movement. Putting on your trouser and you're seeing the seams are not aligning very well. You're putting on a trouser and one side is going front, one side is going back. This is going to eliminate it. Okay, I hope you could see the chalk very well. So this is what we have. Okay, so now because we've been able to centralize our trouser, the next thing we are going to do now is to impute our measurement for our down. Okay, remember that our waist, we haven't touched our waist. We are coming to that. So now we are doing a straight trouser. We're not doing like a fitted trouser. Neither are we doing like a big palazzo trouser. I said initially it was like a mini palazzo. So from this our new will come in by 1.5. Our new we are coming in by 1.5. Mm? On this side too, we are coming in by 1.5. So the same thing we are going to do, we did here, we are going to also take it to our length. We are going to take 1.5. I'm also going to come in 1.5 here. Then we'll connect it. Out the down part of our trouser is 100% ready. Now we are going to go to our waist side. We don't need to do anything on our hip because we got our exact hip measurement. Now we are going to do for our waist. When you're doing your waist, you don't measure from here to this place. Hmm? You measure from here, and remember that we took half inch in, so it's from that half inch in we are taking our measurement from. Now our hip is, sorry, our waist is 33. So we are doing 33 divided by 4 will give us 8.25. So we are marking our measurement from here. This is our tape. This is where the measurement is, here to 8.25. This is it. Then we'll add 1 inch. That 1 inch is not for that. That 1 inch is not for that. That 1 inch is your sewing allowance. For the front pattern of our trouser, we don't need a dart. Maybe a place you're connecting it to the hip measurement. You can see how I'm placing my ruler. Placement is very important. Very, very important. Placement is very important. Then I'm going to go ahead and use my curve to like give it a little curve here to have small fitting. So with this, our trouser pattern is ready. Now we are going to go in and cut this trouser. This is our trouser pattern, our front pattern. Whenever you're doing your hip, make sure that the hip is not protruding out very well. It's giving you this curve. You see how clean and fine this curve is giving us. It's giving you this perfect, beautiful curve. We are still going to come back to this up waist. But before we do something here, we're going to use this and cut the back. Okay, so let's go to the back pattern. So for our back pattern, we've already done all the plenty difficult things in the front. So for the back pattern, all you need to do is to add fullness by your side and you elevate your back, center back measurement. That's all you need to do and you cut. So what are we going to do now? From your crotch, for the back crotch, we come out by 2 inch. Now I'm using 2 inch because this cloth is for a bigger size person. Okay, I'm coming out by 2 inch. Now if you're on the smaller side, let's say you're having a hip of 38 or you're having a hip of 35, you're having a waist of you're having a waist of 28, yes, you could use 1.5 inch. So but here I'm using 2 inch. Okay, then I'll connect it straight. I'm connecting it straight, but on this point I'll come down a little bit, just with half inches, so that my trouser could balance a little. That is all what I'm doing it for. So my trouser could balance a little. Now after doing this, I'll come out. Now this is my line. I'll come out here by 1.5 inch. Then I'll mark a straight line. I'll mark a straight line. Okay, so now what we are going to do is, this is our crotch. The same thing we did on how to get our front crotch, we also do to our back. Then we'll do 1 inch from this line. We'll get 1 inch up. Okay, then connect. Now this line, you have to make it, you can see what I did. Don't mind my multiple lines. So from this line, we'll come up by 1/2 inch and connect it. That is all we need. That is all we need. Then now for this upper side, now it's, why you're doing this part is because of the back. You have your bum at the back. If you're working with a client that has a bigger bum, now you can use from 1.5 inch to 2 inches. But now for this place, I'm going to be using 1 inch. Now this also depends on you studying your customer's body type. If you've looked at your customer, you don't just look at your customer for looking sake. You know how to calculate their body type into the outfit you're going to sew. Now because I've been able to look at my customer, so I now know that, okay, if I use 2 inch for her or 1.5 inch, it might go up too much. I might not like the fitting method. So because I'm still going to put a band at the back, remember. So I'm just going to go up here by 1 inch. Some people could use 1.5, some people could use 2 inch, but because I know the kind of body type I'm working in it, I went up here by 1 inch and I connected it to my waist. You see, this point is very important when you're marking your front and your back pattern. This point should not even be 0.25 inch higher. It should be exactly the same measurement. So now after doing this, I will now go to my nail and put 1.5. This 1.5 is for both sewing allowance and for ease. I'll still come down to my ankle and put 1.5. Then I'll connect all my lines together. Then with that, my trouser is ready. You can see that the back does not have any plenty things to do. So with this, my back is ready. For this side, you don't put anything. So with this, you can see that our trouser pattern is 100% ready. You see what I told you about this waist point? It should be exactly the same thing. I told you that for the front, we still need to do a balancing in the front to also help us balance our band and also balance our crotch. So now what we are going to do is from our band, from our waistline, from this our waistline, we'll only come down by 1/2 inch, just by 1/2 inch. Then we'll connect this 1/2 inch to our waistline. Now this is going to help our band to sit perfectly. Our band is not going to be flapping in front. Our band is not going to have that excess it has in front. So after doing this, we'll just cut it off. Remember, even after cutting it off, this point still meets. No one is longer than one. That is a very important part to take note of. So we are done cutting our front pattern